All right, season 2. Episode 1 definitely had, this Western feel, like I'm the stranger that walked into town and I'm gonna liberate this town. Okay, stranger. Well, we got ourselves a giant Alaskan bullworm. That's not what it was called, but it reminded me so much of the Alaskan bullworm episode from SpongeBob. We got ourselves a Alaskan bullworm. We need you to take care of it. Also, the fact that just the Jawas wanted him to kill the Alaskan bullworm. That was so funny. But I liked how Tamora Morrison showed up at the end. I went, oh, so that's either Rex or Boba Fett. And it ended up being Boba Fett, which also we'll get to that about it. Also, I find it funny that the second episode was directed by Peyton Reed, who did Ant-Man. And the fact that one of the main characters episode was a giant ant. It's like, they put the giant ant alien in there because he directed Ant-Man. That was their little Easter egg, wasn't it? I find it funny, like, Baby Yoda wanted to just constantly eat the frog eggs. That was really funny. The episode was a little creepy at the end with the giant spiders, but it was good creepy. It was, like, intense creepy. I love that Bo-Katan returned. That was really awesome, seeing her from Clone Wars or Rebels and now live action form, and it's the same actress as the live action, which is a shame that Ashley Eckstein did not return to play Ahsoka. I don't know if it's because she was too busy or if she wasn't the right fit. It may be because she was too busy, because I believe they were doing Clone Wars Season 7 at the time they were filming this. But I don't know. Or maybe she didn't want to come back. I don't know. But I thought Rosario Dawson did a good job as Ahsoka, which, again, I'll get to that in just a sec. But, if we're going to get Bo-Katan back, you might as well get Ashley back. But, okay, who cares? She may have been too busy with stuff. I know that she also has, like, a fashion line and stuff like that, so it may have just been a matter of she was too busy. But I also, like, how this episode kind of fleshed out the lore a little bit of, what defines a Mandalorian. Is he actually a Mandalorian? Here's his flashback. Here's his origin story. There's the creed of the Mandalorians. Then there's the children of the Watching. It really explores the dynamic and fleshes everything out. That was really good. And I love how they basically kind of made Ahsoka Batman. Like, kind of like Batman, because she's in the forest. Where'd she go? I'm right here. Like, I wish that I could show that episode to my 12-year-old self, who just hated Ahsoka when Clone Wars first started. I just hated that character with a passion. I wanted her gone so much. I was rooting for her to die every episode, up until about season 3. But if you were to take me back, no, hold on. You need to keep going through with Clone Wars, because this is who she becomes. I would have been like, oh. So she goes from being like this to like this. That is some character. Okay, I wish I could have done that. I wish me now could go back to 12-year-old me and be like, this is how Ahsoka ends up. I thought the next episode with Baby Yoda eating, were they cookies? I don't know if they looked like cookies to me. I don't know if they were actually cookies. But that episode was super fun, and I think the jar, it looks to me like those were Supreme Leader Snoke clones, and I believe this takes place before Force Awakens, so maybe that's a little bit of an explanation for where Snoke came from, since we didn't really get an explanation for that, but maybe they'll flesh it out a little bit more as the show goes on. Who knows? Is Baby Yoda responsible for creating Snoke? Because I know that Giancarlo, whatever his name is, character, and I forget the character's name, Moff Gideon. I know that Moff Gideon wanted his blood, and he says later, he didn't say exactly what he needs it for, but I think he needed it for cloning, so maybe to some degree he's responsible for creating Snoke. This little innocent Baby Yoda, he's the reason for Snoke. That had a really fun chase sequence, just Baby Yoda going, whee, the entire time, and then when he's done, just, like, throws up. Oh, man. Little moments like that. Little moments like that were really funny. And we also got to really see how strong Baby Yoda was, because he's just throwing those stormtroopers across the room and just using them like ragdolls. Bam! 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 Also, the puppetry on Baby Yoda. Okay, Grogu. I know his name is Grogu. They revealed that his name is Grogu this season. I don't care. I'm calling him Baby Yoda. I don't give a Ravenclaw's pajamas. I'm calling him Baby Yoda. But yeah, you can just see how powerful Baby Yoda was. Just, the practical effects on him were really good. The puppetry just so amazing, just so good in every sense of the word. Just top-notch puppetry, top-notch practical effects. The fact that Ahsoka had a big lightsaber fight with, I don't know her name, but the martial girl, the one that was on the planet, she's the one that had, like, the spear. Ahsoka says, "Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn?" Right. Oh, so maybe we'll get to see Thrawn in live action form in the Ahsoka show that's coming out. That's interesting. And it definitely helps feel these stories feel a little bit more connected, like the MCU, because, we know who Thrawn is because of the old books and because of Rebels and Clone Wars, but get to see it in live action is really cool because it actually makes it seem like those shows are not a waste of time, and it makes it seem like they're more essential now, which is awesome. They feel more valid. And Boba Fett finally showing up, kicking butt, taking names, being awesome, because let's be honest, as cool as Boba Fett looks, what did he really do in the original trilogy? He captured Han Solo, and then fought Luke Skywalker for a little bit to fall into the Sarlacc pit. And that was only because Han was clumsy and bumped him into the Sarlacc pit. But they really get to make him this awesome character who just fights and doesn't take any crap from anybody. So good. I did think that the Prison Break episode this season, it had some fun chase sequences, but it got redundant very quickly. Because, they shoot stormtroopers. Okay, we're done. Oh, there's more stormtroopers. Shoot them. Oh, there's more. It feels like a video game. I feel like we were watching somebody play a video game while they were going through waves of enemies until you get to where you need to go. But I did think that the connection to Battlefront 2, which was Operation Cinder, again, that's a video game, but the fact that they were considering it canon, like super canon enough that they mentioned it in the live action show, again, makes it feel connected. I love when they do that. And the end of that episode, where he basically tells Moff Gideon, "I'm coming for you." I was like, he's going to rescue Baby Yoda after he got captured. Ooh, things are going to get real good now. And I really liked the dynamic between Boba and the other Mandos, how they don't really consider Boba Fett a Mandalorian. Because he always says, Jango Fett, my father. Jango Fett, my father. Like, you mean your donor? I went, oh! Because Jango Fett was not actually a Mandalorian. He's just some random bounty hunter that has Mandalorian armor, which they do address in Clone Wars, but the fact that they kind of resent him, calling himself a Mandalorian, that was interesting to see that. But this episode was amazing. It was awesome. It was epic in every sense of the word. Luke Skywalker showing up in the last 5 minutes of that episode and just ripping those dark troopers to shreds, just going through them like pudding. It was amazing. I loved that. It was so good. But I do think there was no character development for Mando this season, and what I mean by that is it's the same story for him as it was in season 1. He finds Baby Yoda and takes care of him and then grows close with him. What happens in season 2? He has Baby Yoda, he takes care of him for a bit, and then he grows close to him. It's the same character development. Mando kind of felt like a side character in this season. I thought a lot of it focused more on Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, Luke Skywalker. It wasn't really Mando's show anymore, which I don't have a problem with. I really liked seeing these people show up, but it had like the same problem that like Iron Man 2 had, where Iron Man wasn't really the star of Iron Man 2. It was more Black Widow and setting up for Avengers. But overall, yeah, I still would say season 2 was better than season 1, at least in terms of some of the stories. So I'm excited to see what happens with the Book of Boba Fett. Because now that Boba Fett has killed Ben Fortuna, who is like super fat now, which I thought was kind of funny that he's taken Jabba's place, which makes sense. Boba shows up, it's like, I thought you were dead, shoots Ben Fortuna, and takes his place on the throne. Ooh, what's going to happen next? Book of Boba Fett. Very excited to see what happens in Book of Boba Fett.